it's Ian Robb. Today, I want to talk about a little bit about how I've been trying to improve at draft for the Pro Tour level for Magic and how that's really like showcased itself so far, at least in my tournaments. So before Pro Tour Chicago in February, my biggest goal was to get better at limited because while yes, I have played competitive card games almost my entire life, I have never played a limited style format. Games I've played a lot, like Pokemon or Hearthstone, never really had a limited style competitive format. So my goal for this Pro Tour was really learn how do you figure out like what cards you're supposed to take and how does cards like interact with like baseline, like, oh, am I supposed to attack a 2/2 into that 2/2? Am I supposed to attack my 3/3 and 3/3? Like basic things like that, get a better feel for compared to where I was before. The way I've really done this is two things. First is just play a lot of draft. Usually I don't really play that much constructed, and I've really just been playing a lot of draft in between Pro Tours or before Pro Tour. So just learning the set, just getting an idea for like how do cards feel, and just learning how do you pick cards, what is the correct one. It's just been something that's been really challenging for me, at least in the past. So just doing a lot of drafts helped me a lot with like, oh, am I supposed to take this removal spell or take this 2/2, and getting an idea for like how do sets change, right? So for example, before Chicago, I only really played Ether Drift, but before Final Fantasy in Vegas, I played a lot of Tarkir Dragonstorm, which is a very different set than sets like Final Fantasy. So it was helping a little bit understanding like when are cards good, when are cards bad. So that's been something that I've done a lot of. And for Final Fantasy for Vegas, I was really focusing on just trying to understand how good are the weird cards, because there's so many bonus sheet cards that it's really hard to play with all of them. So just getting an idea of like how does the set play. So if you get one that you've never played with, you are able to do well with them. So for the 2 weeks before the Pro Tour, even before that, I did a lot of drafts through Draftmaster. Thank you, Andre, for putting together the cross-team draft server for Pro Tour Final Fantasy, and that was really helpful, getting around, I think, around 7 to 8 drafts as I get through using Draftmaster. So if you're able to use that before Pro Tour, I highly recommend trying to get Draftmaster drafts, but usually it can be a little bit difficult to do. And then once the set was on Arena and MTGO, I really just tried to focus on trying all the colors, just get an idea for what decks do I like from as in like what am I drafting a lot, so that I am comfortable if I get that deck, and what are the themes that I am seeing. So for this past Pro Tour, one thing I learned really late, for example, was Sorcerer's Schemes, which is 3 in a red sorcery. That is get back a instant sorcery from graveyard, or one from exile. Flashback itself had flashback for, I believe, if I remember correctly, 4 in a red, might be 5 in a red, I forget. And the card was just quite powerful and something I didn't really realize was good until literally, I believe it was Wednesday night before the Pro Tour. So that was something that I was really open to I wasn't in the past. And one big thing I really learned from Final Fantasy is that while maybe neither your colors are open, you can be in the correct color pair because your lane is open. For example, my first draft at Pro Tour Final Fantasy, I had a pack 1, pick 1 Ardwin, but the packs are kind of weak after that. I mean, I had some really powerful cards, things like I apologize, forgot the name, the 2-mana 3/2 in black red. That card is one of my favorites in the set, and I was getting a lot of like treasure theme stuff, which isn't really red black from my experience, so that was a little bit weird. But I was able to create this Grixis deck where I always had a massive treasure theme, just due to I kind of was able to realize, wait, not my colors were open, but I have powerful rares, and I was able to realize that treasures is it's a really powerful thing. Things with like Deadly Dispute and Side Quest Hunt the Mark, which is a card I was really high on. I would take it over a lot of cards. I think it was one of the best commons, if not the best uncommon in Final Fantasy. So card I was very high on. I was able to 3-0 due to that. And then draft 2, I was able to, again, be in red black finally, because I saw that I was getting a lot of rares, and that again, I got the 2-mana 3/2, and I was really rewarded with that because in pack 3, I got past a Sephiroth. I think that was supposed to take, this was the coverage draft, so I think I was supposed to actually take Jet, the 4-mana 4/3 Menace that flips, but I didn't really get to play that guy all that much, so I took Sephiroth. But I've heard other opinions that Jet's a little bit better, so maybe I'm wrong, but the Sephiroth with stamp on it seemed pretty cool. So that's what I really have for today. I just want to talk quickly about my experience so far and how I've really just been focusing on just trying to improve at limited as much as possible. One last note I just realized I forgot to add earlier was that I watched a lot of old coverage for drafts just to understand like how do people pick cards, like what orders, and people like Silent Nielsen and Reed Duke made videos for Pro Tour Martian Machine, which was really helpful because I was able to learn a lot about that set and just understand how they approach draft. That's all I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, out. Peace.